Hey, what's up? Today we're gonna look at some pictures. What else is new? So let's get into it. Shortest intro. This is a picture of Anne Hodges. What do you think happened to poor old Anne? This picture is from 1954, where Anne Hodges was struck by a meteorite, and she is still the only person in the world who is known to be struck by a meteorite. That fact actually alarmed me a little bit. I was like, what? I thought a lot of people, I thought at least one person out there just got, decapitated, or, a little meteorite came through and was just like, pooh. I just thought for sure someone got shot in the head by a meteorite. But I guess not. I don't know why I would have thought that. You would have heard it in the news for sure. At least it's something for me to strive for, I guess. First man to be hit by a meteorite. Sweet. I'm gonna hang out in fields above meteor showers and... Let's continue with the story. So on November 30th, 1954, Anne Hodges had a meteor struck through this 34-year-old woman's home, her rental home. Here's a picture of the home right here. Oh man, what a nice house. And here's a picture of the hole in the roof. Oh, and of course it was a rental. That's great. What's your landlord gonna think when they come over and they see a hole in the roof and you're like, it was a meteor. A meteor hit me. And they'll be like, oh yeah, sure. Sure, you know you're gonna fix that hole. You're paying for that. That's gonna be great for poor old Anne. The big bruise on your leg, and you're like, a meteor hit me, and they immediately think her husband is kicking her in the hips or something. No, they knew it was a meteor though. They found the meteor. Here it is here. That's crazy. I'm sure it had a lot more blood on it, but it's in the Smithsonian, it's in a museum now. So the meteor was approximately 8.5 pounds and 4.5 billion years old. Just imagine that. This meteor has been developing for 4.5 billion years just to hit poor old Anne Hodges in the leg. She's lucky it bounced before it hit her, because I'm sure her leg wouldn't be holding up to a direct hit. That's crazy. Here's a stat. You have a better chance of getting hit by a tornado and a bolt of lightning and a hurricane all at the same time than being hit by a meteorite. Okay, so I was wildly wrong. People don't get hit by meteorites. It doesn't happen. A cow did once, though, apparently, in 1972, that poor bastard. And it's funny because her landlord actually tried to battle for custody over this meteorite, because the meteorite landed in the house, which Anne was renting at the time, but it was technically owned by the landlord, so there was a custody battle over this meteorite. Look, the meteorite had been flying around space for 4.5 billion years, just waiting to smack Anne in the leg. Give Anne the meteorite. That meteorite was meant for her, okay? The meteorite wanted to be with her. That's why it tried to kill her. And eventually they settled on $500 so that Anne could keep the meteorite. Wow, your landlord's kind of a jerk, but I bet they took that $500 and fixed the roof. Oh, here's a picture of a close-up of the meteorite, too, if you're interested. Cool. It's microscopic or something, I guess. Sweet. Another guy found the other part of the meteorite, and he ended up being able to sell it, but Anne couldn't sell hers. She tried, or actually her husband tried and tried to sell it, and then they ended up just donating it to the museum because they're like, nobody wants this shit. I thought you wanted to keep it as a souvenir, okay? I was sympathizing for you. You just wanted to get some money. Everybody's about the money. That meteorite has a physical connection to you over space and time, and you're like, yo, how much money can I get for it? Although in fairness, it was her husband Eugene who was trying to sell it. Maybe she was against selling it. I don't know. Maybe he's like, this meteorite is ruining our marriage. And you know what? It did ruin their marriage, because she became famous because of this meteorite, which became the Hodges meteorite, or the Anne Hodges meteorite, or something like that. And she became famous, and it kind of triggered her mental health, and it broke their marriage up. It actually legitimately did break up their marriage. Yeah. That sucks. And then she died of kidney failure a few years later. Well, it's not a happy ending, but, something to strive for. If you want to be the second human being to ever be hit by a meteorite, I don't know, there's got to be a way to attract them to you, right? Okay, here's a bonus picture before I get to the shark one that's been going around. Whose hands do you think these are? Whose famous hands are these? They're Abraham Lincoln's hands. That's right. Yes, that's Abraham Lincoln, vampire slayer. Yeah, and whatever other movies he's been depicted as. He didn't really get assassinated. He just wanted to go into the vampire hunting scene. Nah, he got assassinated. That sucks. It really does. He just wanted to enjoy a play. He was one of the good ones, I feel like. And apparently, Abraham Lincoln stands out not only as the tallest U.S. president, 6 feet 4 inches, but also as a president with the largest hands. His hands were notably large to the extent that he frequently concealed them within his coat during meetings to prevent alarming women and children. What? Is that true? I want to fact check on that. And I did fact check the hands, and apparently, yeah, he does have big hands. They thought he had some sort of genetic disorder that makes him basically taller, bigger hands. Hold on. I wrote it down. What's it called? I'm such a professional. It's called Marfan syndrome. And they think that he had Marfan syndrome, but this was a syndrome that was discovered 30 years after his death. So they never would have been able to diagnose him, but now they think, looking back, that's why his hands were so freakishly large. No, not freakishly large, just large. I mean, who cares if your hands are big? I started looking back at old pictures of him to try and see if I could get a better look at his hands. And yeah, in a lot of these pictures, he looks a little timid, like he's trying to hide his hands. I see he does have large hands according to these pictures, but you don't need to be hiding them. Women and children aren't going to be scared. What a hilarious image to conjure in your head, though, right? Like Abraham Lincoln coming out and being like, "Oh, hello, little girl," and her being like, "Ah, it's a monster," and running away. And the woman's like, "Why would you even take those out in public?" I mean, it was a different time. I would not be surprised. Poor Abraham Lincoln, just self-conscious about his hands. Look, if you are 9 feet tall with gigantic hands, just own it, all right? Go save kittens from trees. Someone's basketball is caught in a tree, you can one-hand palm it and bring it down to them, and they'll be like, "Thank you, Mr. Monster. Don't eat me, please." And then you can look down at them and say, "Look out, little child. My peripherals aren't great, so I might crush you with my gigantic feet." I mean, it's not bad to be big and tall. Although, when it gets to the point where you're so tall that it's like genetically discomforting and like that kind of stuff, that sucks. I understand that. It can be a handicap also. Anyway, now let's get to this shark picture here. Ooh. A 392-year-old Greenland shark wandering the ocean since 1627. Wow. This picture's been going viral, and it's being posted with the same tagline that it's a 392-year-old shark roaming the ocean since 1627. Yeah, it's a cool thought, and it could quite possibly be true. Greenland sharks get extremely old. They can live up to like 500 years old. But apparently there's no way to verify that that image of that shark is 392 years old, because it's taken from like a study that was done in like 2017. Nielsen told USA Today the image is a screenshot from a video which can be seen in a November 2020 Instagram post. The shark was big, yes, but we can't say anything that precise about its age, Nielsen said in the post. My guess is that this particular shark was older than 150 years old, but that's obviously a guess. Greenland sharks are native to the cold, deep waters of North Atlantic. According to Britannica, they can reach lengths of 23 feet, but most are between 6.5 feet and 13 feet. Oh, sweet. Can we get some more facts here? Apparently they did a study where they studied 28 females. And the oldest female's age ranged from like 290 something to like 512 or something like that. And it was an average, so it looks like someone took the average between those two numbers and just kind of averaged it out and was like, yeah, this shark's 392 years old, and then they threw it up because, again, it's just internet bullshit. I mean, it could be a cool old-ass shark. You could be like, this shark could possibly be 400. But then if you say that, people are like, well, it could possibly be, and then it's not like as cool as just directly saying like, oh, 392 years old. But they're just saying you can't just identify it. Like, it's not just gonna swim by you and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I can tell, I can see the look in that shark's eyes, 392. Yeah, that one's been through the great shark wars. We need that guy from Jaws, that's who we need. That captain from Jaws, oh, he'll be able to look at a shark, he'll look it in the eyes, and he'll tell you how old it is, and then he'll probably kill it, because that's his specialty. I mean, it's really cool that those sharks live to like 500 years old. That's amazing. That shark is definitely older than any of us are ever gonna live to. Well, let's hope that someday technology allows us to live much longer than we do. Right now, I just wish I was a 500-year-old shark roaming the ocean. Sounds like a cool-ass life, right? I bet they don't have to pay taxes. Maybe just if a whale comes by, it'll like bite a piece of its tail off and the whale will be like, you got the tail tax. Now I'm just rambling. All right, well, those are some cool, mysterious photos. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was fun to make. And I will see you in the next one. Come up to your screen real quick. Oh, wait, no, we're not at that part yet. Go get yourself some Fluffee merch at the merchandise site. It's the links here. You can see it on your screen. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/FluffeeTalks for exclusive, not safe for YouTube videos. Videos that YouTube they won't let me put them on my channel. I'll get in big trouble. I mean, it's not, I feel like I always, because of all the like OnlyFans things and stuff these days, I gotta reiterate, it's just basically the same videos I do on here, but more R-rated content, and I'm more free with my words, you know. Anyway, what else? Nova, you got anything to say? Come here. Nova, you haven't said hi for a while. Nova, come here. Nova, come here. Come on. Come on, Nova. You got anything to say? Speak. Speak, Nova. Sonny, you got anything to say? Mini Sonny? Someone asked if Sonny was a goldfish. Sonny is not a goldfish. He is he's a blood red parrot cichlid. I mean, I know he's bright orange, but that's what they call him. They call him blood red parrot cichlids. He's a big boy. Anyway, just come up to your screen real quick, because there's nothing else to say now. Boop. Bye.